to Holy Spirit High School and the 3rd annual Seagull Classic.
There's number 5
And our
on
next match of the night that features the visiting Hermits of St. Augustine Prep taking on the Patrick School Celtics. And now let's feature the first, the Hermits of St. Augustine Prep, coached by Paul Rodeo. The 6'4" senior number 2, Kevin Ford.
I'm talking about like this.
The 6'2" junior number 11, Keith Howard. 6'4" sophomore number 13, L. Marco. 6'6" junior number 25, John Holder. And the 6'6" junior number 21, Matt Delaney, who's actually wearing 31 this evening. Let's meet the Celtics of the Patrick School, coached by Chris Chavez. The 6'5" senior number 3, Tariq Nutter. The 6'3" senior number 33, Noah Farrakhan. A 6'1" sophomore number 2, Deontay Johnson. The 6'11" junior number 34, Samson Johnson. And the 7-foot junior number 20, Chris Jones. That's for tonight's game on North Team. Steve Selby and Dan Stefanovic.
Live here from Holy Spirit High School, it's the Seagull Classic. Nick Costco alongside Dave O'Sullivan for one of our marquee matchups of the weekends. The local St. Augustine Prep Hermits taking on national power, the Patrick School Celtics. And Dave, this team, the Patrick School, was just in Minnesota 2 nights ago on Friday night, taking on Sierra Canyon. One Bronny James, or LeBron James Jr. on that team, and they lost that one, but they're coming here, right here to South Jersey. Short turnaround, second game in 3 days, and boy, this is a monster squad. Prep might have their hands full here tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt, Nick, and really a great treat for fans in South Jersey to get a chance to see a school of this caliber.
Prep will win the opening tip as Delaney wins it for the Hermits. And now here is Jackson driving into the paint, puts one up, no good. Delaney the putback, and he's not going to get it, but we have a foul on the Patrick School.
Like the early aggressiveness, Nick, the one thing you want to do when you have guys that tall underneath is try to get them in foul trouble and see what Patrick School can come up off the bench with.
Always have that adrenaline rush when you're playing a big game like this.
No doubt. I'm sure these Hermits are pretty fired up.
Delaney's first free throw is good for the Hermits.
I mean, from their point of view, it's a chance to prove yourself and that you're one of the top teams in New Jersey. So obviously they're going to be trying to take advantage of this any way they can.
Second one is good for Delaney, and a 2-0 lead for the Prep after the first 12 seconds. This is Tariq Nutter for the Patrick School taking up the floor. A wall on the right wing. Underneath, that one's stolen away by the Prep. It's Jackson. We'll send it back up the floor for Foreman. Foreman back over to Jackson. Jackson, top of the key, driving in. Kicks it back out. Delaney underneath, fakes, puts one up. No good. And another foul on the Patrick School. Prep benches fired up across the way to our left.
Nick, what do you think of these interesting sneaker combinations from the Celtics?
Well, I can already timeout on the floor here from St. Augustine Prep. I can already see Chris Jouv, I think he's actually the tallest man over there for the Patrick School, but he's got a red shoe on the right foot and a green shoe. Actually, they all do.
Yeah.
I just noticed that now.
Most of the team does, yeah.
So the entire school has a red right shoe and a green left shoe. Very fascinating sneaker combination. I didn't think.
I like it. Interesting.
I do like it, but I didn't think red would go with the.
St. Augustine Prep, by contrast, very uniform. Very. Every player on the team has the same exact sneakers.
Very military-esque.
Very military-esque. Yes. There's no nonsense when it comes to Coach Paul Rodeo. He's not going to put up with that kind of flash.
No, he's not.
Interesting strategy here, though, by St. Augustine Prep. I thought originally coming out they might try to slow things down, really take time off the clock and limit Patrick School's possession, but they're going right after him.
Delaney on for his free throws, nails the first one, so he is 3 of 3 to start this ball game. Some subs already coming in for the Patrick School. Mohamed Sow coming in, as well as Kirk Parsons. Delaney trying to go 4 of 4 from the line within the first 32 seconds of this ball game. Second one on the way, it is no good, and the rebound there by Johnson. Johnson up the floor, gets over to Farkanon. Farkon puts one up, and he got it. First bucket of the night for the Patrick School, 3-2. Up the floor quickly is Foreman. Now here's Jackson in the corner, driving baseline, double team, kicks it back out, and that one goes out of bounds, but the Prep will keep the ball. Last touch by the Celtics, as John Horner was the intended man underneath the basket.
Nick, you can see what a challenge this is going to be for Prep. As soon as Patrick School gets a chance, they score.
Foreman inbound, he's got Jackson. Jackson trying to get a screen. He's getting backed up by Johnson. Jackson looking for somewhere to go. He's got Foreman. Coming back towards the top of the paint. Top of the key, excuse me. Attempt to swing it around here. Underneath, ball knocked away by Johnson. Intended target was Jackson. Last touch by the Celtics. It'll be Foreman to inbound. Foreman to Delaney in the corner, double team. Delaney trying to drive baseline, coming on in. That ball goes out of bounds behind the hoop.
Might have been knocked away.
Last touched by the Celtics, so the Prep keep the ball here. 6:43 to play in the first quarter. They lead 3-2. Delaney, off-bounds jumper, off the mark, and a rebound there by Johnson. Here comes Johnson back the other way. Driving fast, over to Parsons. Parsons, right wing three, off the mark, and the rebound pulled down by Sal. Sal steps, lays one up, and got it to go. As Zhao was also there in the event of a cleanup. Moving fast here, the Prep. Double team on for the Celtics, and Parsons going to come over with a steal, dives to the ball, got it back over to Zhao, and now Johnson gets it back. Johnson up to Sal. Sal coming on in, lays it in for the easy two, and just like that, the Celtics have a 6-3 lead.
Very courteous, took it easy on the rim here.
Don't want to go too nuts. Good lay-in there by Horner. It's nice passing there by the Hermit offense. And then a 6-5 lead now for the Celtics. Underneath, here's Zhao. Lost the ball, got it back, puts it back up. No good, trying to get his own rebound. He does, puts it back up again. I mean, boy, Zhao, he just outmans everybody.
That's a really tough matchup for anybody. I mean,
6'8".
Big, strong kid, too. It's hard to box him out.
Jackson underneath. Delaney steps once. He is fouled by Sal.
I like the moxie that Delaney and Horner are showing, though. They're going toe-to-toe with these big guys from the Celtics.
Well, Delaney's got 3 points, all off free throws. That foul on Mohamed Sal. We're going to get a late substitution for the Celtics as Sal's going to check out. And Nutter comes back in. Inbounding it is Foreman. Foreman, long pass to Jackson, snags it out of the air like a receiver. He's at the top of the key. He's trying to drive in, kicks it back out, fake the three there. Driving baseline goes Palick, and he cannot convert. But Delaney gets the rebound, though, for the Prep. Dribbling into the paint, off the glass, and he got it to go.
How about Matt, right there?
How about Matt Delaney? He's got 5 points, and the Prep back up, 8-7. Got a whistle, offensive foul on the Celtics. Don't count that bucket, and a turnover.
Nick, when you have a guy with the height of Zhao, really that can alter a lot of shots. So you're seeing the Prep kind of a little bit hesitant around the rim there. It's not easy to go inside and take it baseline against a guy of that height.
Here's Jackson. Get over to Foreman. Foreman running fast. Quick jumper. Got it! Kevin Foreman puts him up 9-8.
He's a baseball player.
Here's Johnson now for the Patrick School. Coming on in. Wild layup is missed. and pulled down by Horner. Hermits lead at 9-8. Foreman coming around, got a foul. That'll be on the Celtics. They're going to nail Kirk Parsons for the reach-in. Already.
That looked like he was trying to get to lunch in the most crowded lunch period.
Already 5 fouls for the Celtics. In the corner is Horner, drives in, wants a shorter jumper, cannot get it. Delaney tried to get the rebound, he couldn't get it. Now Foreman with the cleanup, and he got the friendly roll. 11-8, the Hermits on top.
The bank is still open on Sundays, Nick. Here in Absecon, anyway.
Off-balance shot, got it to go. My goodness. Farrakhan all caught on that one, makes it back to a 1-point lead for the Hermits. Foreman, coach goes blocked away. Cleaning it up is Parsons. Chance for Farrakhan. Farrakhan coming on in, and we got some whistles, a lot of contact. Oh, we're going to travel on the Celtics. Noah Farrakhan gets hit for that one. 3:57 to play in the first quarter. A timeout from St. Augustine Prep. They lead it 11-10 here late in the first quarter.
Nick, can't ask for a better start if you're the Hermits. I mean, with a lead, a couple of minutes in and 4 minutes left in the first period, and that's exactly what you want. You don't want them to get out and run and get away from you too much. So really good job by the Hermits, understanding what they're trying to do offensively and playing pretty tough defensively. I know it's difficult to not let the Celtics get offensive rebounds with that height and size inside, but they're holding their own. Horner, Delaney, those guys making it known that they're here to play.
The adrenaline rush is there for the St. Augustine Prep Hermits.
Now the challenge will be, can they keep that up into the third quarter, the fourth quarter, and can they stay within striking distance once the fourth quarter begins?
For an experienced team like the Patrick School, obviously they're a national power, top team in New Jersey. But you got to wonder the wear and tear on them having played in Minnesota on Friday night.
Yeah, most high school kids are used to that kind of almost like an NBA-style travel schedule.
Now they traveled all the way back to Jersey for this Sunday evening game. There's Jackson up the floor for the Hermits. Crossover, coming out into the paint, kicks it back out. Chance for Foreman. Yes, sir! Kevin Foreman, the three-pointer. It's 14-10.
Big-time shot by Foreman. That's what they're going to need. You got to knock down open shots when you can.
Crowd getting into it now. Here's Parsons, right wing. Sal, top of the key. Sal. Farrakhan for three. Off the mark. Rebound there, Delaney.
May want to hold off a bit on the overrated chant.
Here's Foreman. Jackson now. Guarded tightly by Johnson. Jackson trying to drive left wing. Kick it back out. Here's Foreman, who just nailed that three-pointer to erupt this crowd here at Holy Spirit High School. Foreman lost the ball. It's loose. It's picked up by Sal. And now Parsons comes back the other way. Parsons up the floor. A chance for Johnson. Lays it in for the two. That'll quiet the Prep favorite crowd here. Foreigner. After across the timeline. Here's Delaney. Delaney. And get a timeout on the floor, looks like, from the Prep bench. Beg your pardon, we're going to get a foul. That one will be on Parsons. That's already the sixth foul on the Celtics here in this first quarter.
Yeah, Paul Rodia not very happy with Kevin Foreman. Wants him to get involved with bringing the ball up every time.
The inbound to Foreman. Has to struggle for it. Farrakhan, tight defense. Foreman crosses the timeline. Over to Delaney now. Delaney, top of the key, guarded by Chow. Delaney dribbling around, trying to get by Jow. Underneath the baseline, Delaney still fighting, trying to put one up. It's off the end of the backboard. He got the ball back, and it's blocked away. Jow got it. Jow over to Johnson. Johnson quickly up the floor. Nutter got it. Corrals himself, and he puts it in for two.
Delaney just got in a little too deep on that last possession. Needed somebody to come over and help him out on that.
Here's Jackson now, trying to get by Johnson. He does. Here's Jackson, dribbling to his right. In the corner, here's Delaney. Beg your pardon. That's Leo. Back over to Foreman. Foreman off balance two, no good. And rebound here. Farrakhan come back the other way. for the Celtics. Lays one up off the glass, no good. The cleanup here by Sal. He's got it to go. And all of a sudden, the Patrick School Celtics are back on top. 16-14 with 1:49 to play in the first quarter. And Paul Rodeo wants a timeout for the Prep.
He's hot, Nick. He's hot. They just got away from everything they were doing so well for the first 5-6 minutes of this game. And you can see how quickly that can happen. They had a 4 or 5 point lead, and all of a sudden they're down 2. So they can't have those kind of stretches if they're going to stay in this game.
6-0 run here for the Patrick School after the 14-10 lead for the Prep as Kevin Foreman put the Hermits up by 4 points at that time.
You don't watch out, that could turn into a 16-0 run.
Oh man,
this team is good.
I think the Celtics heard the overrated chants in the stands.
Might have caught their ear a little bit. Yeah, the real challenge for the Prep is going to be staying within what Coach Rodeo wants them to do and not try to basically just don't be a hero. Rely on your teammates to help you out when you get in a bad spot.
They were sticking to the fundamentals for most of that first quarter, and that's what allowed them to build that 14-10
Yeah, that was
lead.
classic St. Augustine Prep basketball, and they got away from it for only, a minute and a half, and you see what happens.
Out of the timeout, Prep will have the ball. Palik's going to inbound it.
Another big challenge for Coach Rodeo is going to be how does he use his bench? Who can he trust to sub in there against a school like this?
Full court press on for the Celtics. Palik will inbound it to Jackson. They're going to have to try to get it up the floor. Jackson across the timeline. Kicks it over. Chance now for the Prep. How about that shot from Nicholas Leo? Teardrop shot. We're tied at 16.
Tremendous shot over basically a 7-footer.
Here's Nutter to Jow, top of the key. He'll hand it off to Johnson. Nutter right wing. Thinks about it, wants the three, off the mark. Rebound Jow. Jow, one dribble, kicks it back out. Johnson straight on three. Yes! Deontay Johnson puts the Celtics back up, 19-16.
Really smart play by Jow, kicking that out.
We are going to get a foul on the floor on the Celtics. It looks like it's going to be Jow for a push in the back of Delaney. And already, Dave, look at that. 7 fouls on the Celtics,
yeah,
and the Hermits are in the bonus.
That's key, two on Jow. I mean, that's really,
your biggest guy out
there. That's not a foul you want to make. I mean, 50 feet from the basket. What does that do
Also away
for
from
you?
the ball, too.
Right. So he can't be sloppy like that. They're going to need him in this game.
Delaney misses the first of the 1-and-1 as Jow gets the rebound. Farrakhan coast to coast and no basket. We're going to get a foul on the Prep. And nail Kevin Foreman for a bit of a shove.
No continuation in high school?
No, they want to call as many whistles. Were you here for the last game? They want to call as many whistles as possible. 1:02 to play here in the first. Nationally ranked Patrick School on top, 1916 over our local flavor, St. Augustine Prep. Here's Johnson. What a Farrakhan. Sal. Farrakhan left wing. Wants that three ball. In and out. Jow, the cleanup. Could not get it. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. Can't get it again. Still can't get it. 3 chances at it. And Jow couldn't convert.
That's got to be frustrating. 3 really easy tip-ins and just couldn't get it to fall.
Here's Horner, right wing. Back out to Foreman. They'll swing around. Here's Palik now. And we are going to get a violation on the Prep. That's going to be a turnover.
A little bit of a shoulder shake there, and got caught for the travel. They do call traveling at the high school level, Nick.
They do.
Not so much NBA, but
sometimes you can take a step and a half and they'll call travel down here. Here's Nutter on the left wing. Thought about a three, but now he's going to dribble in, trying to get around. Farrakhan top of the key now. 30 seconds to go here in the first. Nutter left wing drives, and we're going to travel on him. Too many steps.
You see St. Augustine kind of settling into that 2-3 zone. I think it's a smart move by Coach Rodeo. Save as much energy as you can defensively.
Foreman now for the Prep.
Don't go chase these guys all over the court.
Palik in the corner now for Horner. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Horner again. In the right corner, driving into the paint, kicks it back out. Ernest spins, blocked away. Oh my goodness, Mohamed Sal sent that one into press row.
Not on my watch.
I think Mike McGarry might have ate that basketball.
That might work in the driveway against your 12-year-old brother, but not out here.
Horner, that ball tipped away by Zhao. Foreman gets it back. He chucks up at the buzzer. No good. That would not have counted. So a wild first quarter that ends with the Patrick School on top of St. Augustine Prep 19-16 after the first 8 minutes.
Man, Nick, you see what this team can do around the rim, and it really changes what you can try to do offensively. Yeah, against any other team, that's probably a great spin move layup, but against a team like this,
that's not working.
Send you 6 rows deep.
Trying to figure out where that ball exactly landed. It went towards press row, but I think our good buddy Mike McGarry.
I think it knocked McGarry's laptop over.
I think he was left unscathed. Glad you're with us here on this Sunday here at Holy Spirit High School. Nick Costco alongside Dave O'Sullivan is getting ready to start the second quarter between the Patrick School and St. Augustine Prep for you NFL fans. Of course, we'll, just like last year when Mike Franklin and I were doing the game, the Eagles played a playoff game last year against the Bears, and this year the Eagles are playing a playoff game against the Seahawks. Currently, Seattle a 10-6 lead over the Eagles. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
The ageless Josh McCown.
Yeah, it was a good old Carson Wentz. I believe Carson Wentz has a concussion. He's out. He was ruled out of the game after the first quarter. Took a what we'll call a dirty cheap shot from Jadeveon Clowney from this Eagles fan's perspective.
Hey, next man up, right? That's their mentality.
Oh, it's at its wit's end right now. I'll tell you what.
Let's see what kind of adjustments St. Augustine Prep makes here. They were doing really well the first 4 or 5 minutes in terms of their offensive sets, moving the ball, getting a couple of open shots. But you can see just how quickly the Patrick School can turn the tables on you with the talent they have. You make a couple of mistakes, a few turnovers, and what separates a great team from a good team is the ability to turn those turnovers into quick points.
What the Prep is doing very well, they are being quite a bit of a pain in the neck for the Patrick School with that 2-3 zone, as you were mentioning. The Hermits are saving their energy on defense. But
they're going to have to, because if you try to chase these guys all around the floor, you're going to have nothing left by the fourth quarter.
Here's Johnson. Over to Parsons, right wing. Back out to Nutter. Looking for somewhere to go with this as we begin the second quarter. Celtics on top, 19-16. Here's Sal. Nutter again, top of the key. Parsons thinking about a three, dribbling to his right now. Johnson again. Good defense here from the Prep. Farrakhan left wing. Sal again. Celtics just continue to swing it around. Really nowhere to go inside. Chris Zhao is checked out, by the way, for the Celtics. Straight on three. Here's Parsons. Drills it all cotton, and the crowd is deathly silent after that one. Jackson into the paint. Step over. Puts one up, and he got it to go. How in the world did Almarco Jackson get that ball into the hoop?
That was a great play. Maybe the best play we've seen so far from the Hermits.
That was a sky-high layup. Johnson got a screen into the paint. Drives. Lost the ball. Foreman has it. Foreman. Delaney straight on three. No good.
Needed that one to go. That would have been a big shot.
Rebound by Sal. Here's Nutter now into the paint. Couple steps. Lays one up. No good. Sal the rebound. Can't clean it up, and Delaney gets the rebound. Foreman up the floor. Guarded by Nutter. Foreman stops. He'll turn. Kick it over. Palick into the corner. Jackson fakes the three. Driving in. Steps back. Off the glass. No good. And we got a whistle on the floor. Foul on the Prep.
Nick, one of the toughest things for young basketball players to understand and learn is that when the ball goes up, don't get caught ball watching. Find your man, box him out. And the Hermits are kind of having a little trouble with that. They're kind of looking up at the rim to see where the rebound's going to go and losing track of their man. Patrick School's getting a lot of offensive rebounds and second chances.
Here's Johnson over to Parsons. Right wing wants that three ball off the mark. And a rebound there by Jackson. Here's Foreman. Over the timeline, looking for somewhere to go. Found Jackson in the corner. Jackson coming around. Palick. Crossed away for Jackson. Jackson double team now. Horner. Long range 2 from the side. No good as Zhao gets the rebound. He just checked back into the game. Just checked back into the game. Here's Nutter. Now Johnson. Parsons again. Farrakhan. Backing up now at the top of the key. Right wing. 3 ball for Nutter. No good. Rebound by Zhao. Went over the back. And let's see what they get the call. What's the call on that one?
Definitely over the back. I think he basically stepped on his back.
They're gonna get this foul on Delaney though.
Really?
As Zhao went over him basically, and all of a sudden you see Delaney is gonna get called for that foul.
Interesting call because it looked like Zhao definitely was going over the back on that one.
Probably the contact, but questionable call. Say at least in Paul Rodeo's heated.
That would have been the 3rd on Zhao as well. So lucky break for the Celtics.
Zhao's gonna lose that one out of bounds. Celtics still on top, 22-18.
That's the 2nd on Delaney as well, so him and Zhao both with 2.
Don't want to lose your best big men in this game. Foreman over to Jackson. They have to cross the timeline. They do it over to Horner. In the corner. Underneath, Delaney. Got it to go.
He really has to be smart with his defense now. If he picks up a 3rd foul, that could really hurt the Hermits heading into halftime.
Some smart passing there by the Prep. They cut the lead back down to 2. Farrakhan, step back, right wing 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound Jackson, a lot of contact. And that's going to be a foul. Looks like they're going to get Farrakhan for that one. Some lot of shoulder clip.
Wonder if Pete Lancetta's here, maybe doing a little recruiting for the Hermits football team.
We're broadcasting basketball.
These guys are getting after it.
Hockey game
I like it
out here. That's the first foul on Farrakhan. 8th foul of the game for the Celtics. So Jackson will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
This kid's really playing a nice game, Nick. My first chance to get a look at him, and very impressed by this young man.
Jackson's first free throw is good.
Such a nice, smooth shooting touch. Very aggressive defensively.
They'll have this second one to tie things up. This is our penultimate game of the Seagull Classic here this weekend. We'll conclude with Holy Spirit and Pleasantville. Of course, the always marquee matchup of this showcase event as Jackson nails both. We're tied at 22. 4:40 to play here in the half.
Great job by the Hermits kind of weathering the storm there for a couple of minutes early 2nd quarter.
Keeping it close here. Here's Zhao. To Parsons, left wing. Nutter thought about it. It gets over to Sal now in the corner. Celtics playing without their top player, Jonathan Kuminga, the #1 junior prospect, according to the ESPN 60. Tweaked his ankle on Friday night. He's over on the Patrick School bench in his gray sweats. Unfortunately, not going to see him tonight. Sal hands off to Parsons, straight on 3. No good. Zhao, tough rebound, he got it, and that ball's loose, and it's picked up by Jackson coming back the other way. Passes missed as he was trying to find Ernest. Right corner 3. How in the world did Fuller get that ball, and he converts it? He's got this crowd fired up, and the Prep bench loving it. They're back up 25-22 as Kevin Foreman nails his second 3 of the ball game.
That kid just loves big moments. I mean, like I mentioned before, he's a member of the St. Augustine Prep baseball team, played in the state championship game last year, was one of the best center fielders in South Jersey. He's just one of those players that kind of, big games like this, he just seems to find a way to rise to the occasion, which is not always easy when you're 17 years old, 16, 18, that kind of range. I mean, it's hard to find that clutch gene.
He has risen to the occasion so far. He put him up by 4 earlier in the ball game, 14-10, and now puts him up by 3 with 3:43 to play in the half.
That last play down the other end of the floor, Delaney boxing out Zhao almost to the foul line, and Zhao still reaches over his head and tips out the rebound. So
that's a long wingspan for that big man.
It's like a condor, man. I mean, this kid is every bit of 6'10", 6'11", maybe 7 feet.
We haven't seen Samson Johnson yet. He's one. I mean, we could see him later in the ball game for the Celtics, as he doesn't have his warm-up gear on. But he is just. We're looking at the Patrick School bench right now. He is just as tall as Zhao. Celtics got some big boys out there, but the Hermits battling tough.
Yeah, it's going to be a real key stretch here, Nick. The last 3:43. If they can go into halftime of the lead, that'd be outstanding as far as the Hermits are concerned. But you just want to definitely feel like you're in the game heading into the second half and feel like you're doing some things that are giving the Celtics trouble, which they have been so far.
Well, Deontay Johnson will take it up for the Celtics. Here's Nutter now, right wing. Back to Johnson. Again, here's Sal. Johnson trying to set up for a three. Kicks it back out. Nutter from the free throw line. Yes. 25-24. Celtics back within one. Foreman. Guarded by Johnson. Over to Palak. Palak moves it around. Foreman. Double team now. Has to get rid of it, and it's stolen away by Nutter. Nutter straight onto the hoop. Lays it up, and he is fouled heading into the wall. And 3 minutes to go in the half. They're going to get Palak for the foul.
Nutter's going to be a real problem for the Hermits going forward throughout this game. This young man really has a nice skill set, and he's going to be tough for any one individual to guard. So they're going to have to figure out, as this game goes on, kind of pick your poison. Who do we really concentrate on? Because you do have Zhao down there in the blocks, and that's a tough matchup. So you kind of have to have some help side defense there, and it's going to leave Nutter open.
Nutter's first is good. 26-24. Or beg your pardon, 25 all. As the Celtics can go back ahead with this free throw.
It's a good job getting Horner on the bench. Give him a little breather. Maybe bring him back in with a minute 20 to go if you can get a quick minute and a half out of him.
Nutter nails both. 26-25, Celtics on top. Here's Delaney now crossing the timeline for the Hermits. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Finds Jackson. Jackson splits the double team, driving to the paint, kicks it back out. Palak for three. In and out. And we got a foul on the Hermits.
Oh, that could be big on Delaney.
You are correct. That is on Delaney. That's his third.
Yeah, they might not have him back until the second half, so that's a really a tough break for the Hermits. He's your best matchup in there against Zhao and Zhao.
Arguably your most important player on the floor right now, and now he has to go back to the bench. Parsons over to Zhao on the right wing. Gets it to Nutter. In the corner now, here's Parsons. Zhao top of the key. Nutter steps, drives to the paint, spins, puts one up, and he got it to go. 28-25.
Got Nick Leo in there trying to defend a couple 6'9", 6'10 guys.
Foreman trying to get by Johnson to his right. That's Leo. Here's Jackson now into the paint. Puts one up with the right hand. No good. Rebound there by Sal. Johnson. Right wing. Johnson into the paint to his left. Steps back down, blocked up in the air, and Foreman trying to get away with it. The ball goes out of bounds. And Foreman shaking up a little bit. Limping a little bit, looks like the right leg.
Kind of twisted his knee a little bit there in the collision.
Ball last touched by the Celtics.
I'd like to see the Hermits be a little bit more patient on offense. Maybe try to run some of this time out. You have to understand your best big man's on the bench probably for the rest of this half. So limit the possessions by the Patrick School. Get into the break within a couple of points.
Foreman's got it. 90 seconds to go in the half. Here's Palak, right wing, wants a three ball. He's got it!
Or just jack up a three? What do I know, right?
We're tied at 28. Keith Palak. All cotton for him. Prep not going away. Nutter can't corral that one, and last touch by the Celtics.
Really good defense on that by Palick. Kind of shut off the angle of that pass.
Palick to inbound, 1:14 to play. A wild first half here at Holy Spirit High School between St. Augustine Prep and the Patrick School. Here's Jackson, top of the key, driving into the paint, taking it himself, lays it up, and he got it, and gives the Prep the lead.
That got the fans in the first row up on their feet a little bit.
Marco Jackson has the Hermits back in front. Farrakhan driving, and we're going to get a foul on the Prep.
A little bit of a hold there, trying to fight through a screen.
Looks like Foreman. Now Johnson. Now we're going to get a stoppage here. 49 seconds to go. It's Foreman's second of the game for the Prep.
A little bit of confusion there of who's coming in and who's not. Looks like they're set to go.
6 fouls in the Prep, so the Celtics not in the bonus yet. Here's Nutter. Nutter drives, kicks it back out. Johnson fakes the three. Stepping in. Long range two. Off the mark. Rebound, Chow. And it's slam. And now we get a technical. Chow hung on the rim just a little bit too long. We're tied, but he's going to get teed up for that one. And Dave, that's his third foul.
Yeah, that was big. I saw that in a game earlier this season back in December. It's a little bit of a tricky thing in high school. You're allowed to hang on the rim if there's somebody under you that you don't want to cause injury to. I think that one he hung on a little bit too long.
Well, Palick misses the first free throw, the technical foul.
But yeah, the real damage to that is his third foul.
And I don't know if he was trying to land safely or not, but those feet came up. Palick nails the second free throw, so the Prep back up 31-30. I mean, you saw Jow. He did look. I mean, in his defense, he looked down, tried to land safely, but those feet came up a little bit too long.
I think he felt somebody on his legs, and for that reason, maybe decided to hang on and not come down and hurt his ankle. But it is a tough decision when you're up there, and it's a split-second decision. But in the end, he does pick up his third foul.
A little more than 30 seconds to go in the half. Foreman crossing the timeline. Prep on top by a point. It's Leo. Horner now. Back near the midcourt line.
Got to hold for the last shot here if you can.
Pressure coming. Here's Jackson. Jackson trying to get by Johnson. Jackson driving into the paint, tries to throw it up, and it's no good. Picked up now by the Celtics. Nutter coming back the other way, and he's going to lay it in for an easy two, 32-31, and the Prep is going to be down by a point at the end of the half.
I didn't get a chance to see who blocked that, but there was definitely a block in there, and they turned it around and turned it to two on the other end.
Yeah, Jackson tried to get the highlight reel one-handed slam to emphasize the end of that first half, but after that, a wild first half back and forth. At the end of two, the Patrick School Celtics lead the St. Augustine Prep Hermits 32-31. We'll be back in 10 minutes as we'll resume play between the Celtics and the Hermits. You're watching the Seagull Classic.
Were you here yesterday?
Back here at Holy Spirit High School, Nick Costco alongside Dave O'Sullivan for the 2020 Seagull Classic, our penultimate game of the weekend between the Patrick School and St. Augustine Prep, as the Celtics have a 32-31 lead over the Prep Hermits. At the break, we're just getting ready to getting set to begin the third quarter of play here, and of course the Patrick School, known nationwide, top basketball team in the state of New Jersey, just played on Friday out in Minneapolis in a showcase game against Sierra Canyon from California. Of course, that's
got to be really cool, Nick, for these high school kids to be able to travel and play these big showcase events.
You think they had a chartered flight?
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? Be pretty cool. Hey, I never got a chartered flight. We never got a chartered flight anywhere. We never got a flight anywhere.
Last flight I took was Coach Spirit Airlines out to Arizona.
It's like
Coach. It's like riding in a tin can for 6 hours.
We had an exciting first half, Dave.
Quick look at the box score. I mean, both teams shot the ball well. The real eye-popping statistic is 22-12 rebounding advantage for the Patrick School.
This kid right in front of us, Foreman, nailed 2 threes in that first half. Sparked the Hermits big time.
Yeah, he's among the leading scorers for the game with 10 points.
Underneath here's Jackson. First possession of the third quarter. Jackson put it up, got it to go. 33-32. It's our 8th lead change of the game. Here's Parsons, right wing now for the Patrick School. Here's Johnson. Parsons again, top of the key. Nutter now. Underneath, tried to get it over to Johnson. That's Samson Johnson. First time we're seeing him all game tonight.
A little more deliberate style. You can see that whatever Coach Rodeo said at halftime definitely made an impression on these guys.
Here's Delaney. Backing down. A three-pointer for Horner, and he's got it. 36-32.
Exactly what I said off the air at halftime, Nick. They got to swing the ball around, put it in deep, and then kick it out for open threes.
Minute gone, third quarter, and the Prep is up 4. Parsons to Nutter. Johnson, left wing 3. Off the mark, and the rebound there by Horner. He's doing it all now. Here's Jackson. Jackson trying to get a screen. Top of the key now, back over to Foreman. Foreman to Jackson now near the Prep bench. Jackson drives, paint, kicks it back out. Foreman in the corner. Here's Delaney now in the paint, backing down. Left wing for Foreman. Foreman over to Horner. Horner. Palak now. Foreman again. Prep trying to find some space. Off balance 2 there for Foreman. No good. Rebound there by Sal.
Not really the shot you're looking for after a really patient offensive set.
Kind of just chucked it up. Here's Johnson now in the corner for the Celtics. They'll swing it around. The Celtics do. Nutter, long range 2. In and out. Rebound there by Horner.
That'll frustrate you a little bit as a shooter. Do everything right, and it goes halfway down, it comes back out.
Kind of looks like me shooting. It just spins out. Palak gets the handoff here. Near the top of the key. We'll get it over to Foreman now. Foreman driving. Paint. Lost the ball out of bounds. And possession will be ruled in favor of the Patrick School.
Got to stay with that patient approach, Nick. I'm sure Coach Rodeo not real happy with that possession. I think they need to slow it down a little bit here and kind of make the Celtics work more on defense.
In the corner is Nutter. Over to Samson Johnson. Johnson, right wing 3. Got it to go. Friendly ring in the cup.
He wanted it. He second-guessed himself a little bit and said, hey, why not? I'll take it.
36-35. Celtics back within 1. Here's Foreman now. Got across the timeline. They do. Foreman playing with fire right now near the mid-court line. Delaney, handoff Jackson. 3 ball. Yes! Elmarco Jackson.
This young man started to feel his oats a little bit.
He tried to end the half with a highlight reel one-handed slam. Could not get it to go, but he nails that 3. Here's Nutter driving in, and he'll get the lay in to go. 39-37.
Just such a matchup problem. You got to bring the weak side help over a little bit quicker on that.
Definitely the most athletic guy on the floor right now. Here's Jackson, guarded tightly by Parsons. Jackson driving fast into the paint, and he is blocked there by Johnson. Picks it out of the air. Here comes Parsons. to Nutter. Nutter driving in, lays up off the glass. No good. Good defense there by Delaney.
Great defense. Could have easily fouled on that, but he didn't.
Jackson in the corner, thought about it, 3 steps back. He'll drive baseline now, kicks it back out. Palick moving around, and now they'll reset. Prep up 39-37, 4:12 to play, third quarter. Delaney, long range 2, rebound there by Zhao.
Rodeo kind of throws his hands up in disgust at that possession.
Johnson, Zhao, straight on 3. He wants it. Big man can't get it. Delaney with the rebound. Foreman. Delaney. Hand off to Foreman. Driving, kicks it back out. 3 ball. Palick, no good. And he is fouled.
Wow. Not a real smart foul there.
He's going to go to the line. He's going to shoot 3. That's Deontay Johnson's first foul of the ball game. First one of the half from either side. Don't forget, the Celtics had they had 6 fouls within 4 minutes of that first quarter. Bit cleaner to start things out here in this half as Palick missed the first free
I think they
throw.
have some confidence in their bench.
A little bit now. Palick trying to
You don't get to be the #1 school in New Jersey without having some pretty good players on your bench.
Second free throw is good there from Palick.
And that's such a luxury because you can play a little bit more aggressively defensively. You can take chances, and if you get 2-3 fouls, boom, the next guy comes in, and he's probably better than most guys on the floor most nights.
Palick 1 of 2 from the line right now. His third on the way. It is good, and it's now 41-37. The Prep back on top, and here is Parsons up the floor. Parsons to Nutter. Nutter on the right wing. Here's Johnson. Over to Johnson. Nutter again driving, splitting a double team, kicks it back out. Parsons for 3, off the mark, and foul on the Celtics.
Number 4 on Zhao.
Zhao is beside himself. He has no idea what's going on. That's his 4th foul of the game.
That's big.
I believe they're going to make that an over-the-back foul. Boy, he's got to be careful now. Palick, long range 3, in and out. Rebound there by Nutter.
They're going to need a stoppage to get Zhao out of there.
Deontay Johnson coming on in, lays one up, no good. There was a whistle and contact. They're going to get that one on Palick in the act of shooting. And Deontay Johnson's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Zhao come out after this free throw.
Johnson's first is off the mark, no good. And now Zhao will check out. Mohamed Sow coming in. .313 to play, third quarter. Deontay Johnson 0 of 1 from this trip. Here's his second. Got it to go. Back within 3 of the Celtics. Here's Foreman. Guarded tightly by Johnson. Foreman. It's that one over to Leo. Leo lost the ball, picked away by Sal. Here comes Sal, all alone, and he's going to one-hand jam it down. 41-40. Palick, double team, press on for the Celtics. Delaney, the Foreman. Foreman crosses the timeline, triple team, lost the ball, but we got contact and a foul on the Celtics.
Man, this pressure defense raises the stress level a little bit for the Hermits.
They're called that one on.
Guys like Horner and Foreman.
They're called that one on.
Break that press.
Nutter with the foul. It's his first of the ball game. Looks like Parsons is going to check out. Into the game is Jalen Irby for the first time for the Celtics. Jackson over to Horner. Horner, left wing. Ernest. Jackson now, right wing. Thought about a long range 3 to get over to Palick, top of the key. Jackson. Trying to get by Johnson. Driving, step back, still going. Long range 2 from the free throw line, no good. Rebound there by Irby.
I like that shot. That's a good matchup for him.
Here's Johnson now on the right wing. Samson Johnson for 3, all cotton for him. And the Patrick School is back on top, 43-41 with 2:09 to play in the third quarter. Timeout, St. Augustine Prep.
Prep just can't get any consistency with what they're trying to do offensively. And as you can see, Coach Rodeo not entirely pleased at this point, so he takes a timeout. Hopefully get these guys reset and keep them focused on what they're trying to do on the offensive end. And they're getting a little off sorts at times, and you see the Patrick School making them pay for it time and time again.
Maybe a little surprising that this game is still this close at this point in the game. The Prep hanging in there tough. They're a talented basketball team. And giving the #1 squad in New Jersey all they can handle right now.
That's exactly what you wanted if you're Prep. You want to be in a tight game heading into the fourth quarter. And obviously a huge advantage to them now is that Zhao has 4 fouls. Who knows when he's going to come back? Will he come back at the 5-minute mark, 4-minute mark? How much can you get out of him with 4 fouls? Can you get 2-3 minutes out of him before he fouls out? Can he go the rest of the way in the fourth quarter without fouling? So that's going to be a question that Patrick School's going to have to answer.
Looks like he's going to stay on the bench right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if he stays on the bench maybe 3 minutes into the fourth quarter and bring it back with about 5 to go.
Jackson off the inbound to Leo. Full court press on for the Celtics. Yeah, across the timeline the Hermits do, and they do. Here's Leo. Leo gets knocked down to the floor hard. That's going to be a foul on Patrick School. Bench none too pleased with that one. 1:58 to play, third quarter.
Celtics coach getting a little hot on the collar. Might have to get rid of that sweater.
Here's Jackson. That was the second one on Deontay Johnson, by the way. Here's Jackson. Trying to get by
foul
Nutter.
started to build up a little bit for the Celtics.
That's their 4th of the half. And now we're going to get one.
Had 9 in the first half.
You get another one. Going to get Jalen Irby for that one.
So,
some more contact on the far side of the court.
14 fouls spread throughout that lineup.
That's 5 right now in this half. Once they hit 7, we hit the bonus. Here's Jackson. Driving near the top of the key. Foreman into the corner. Back up for Horner. Shot was way off, and here comes Nutter back the other way. The head full of steam. Nutter dishes it over to Sal with a two-handed jam. And the Celtics get their lead back up to 4. Jackson. Here's Foreman. Wants a 3. Blocked in the air by Johnson. Sal comes away with it, and now we have a whistle. Sal going to get called for the travel.
Wow.
So it looked like the Celtics were about to take what could have been at the very least a 6-point lead. Sal gets called for the travel, and the Prep catches a break.
Herbert's got to be careful here. Can't let this thing get away from you before you get to the fourth quarter.
Foreman, long pass, got Jackson, snagged out of the air. Driving into the paint, lost it. Picks it back up, kicks it out. Foreman, corner, Palick for 3. No good, way off the mark, airballed it. Long pass up ahead the floor to Nutter, and that'll hit the press table. Avoids our good buddy Mike McGarry in the corner.
Unfazed as usual. Still typing away.
Man, I don't know how Nutter somehow stopped himself from flying into that table. Could have been dangerous. Foreman. Still moving. Over to Palick. Wants another 3 ball. And that one's in and out. Missed another one. 3 in a row. Nutter ahead, and he cannot corral that pass. He goes into the seats. And it'll be another turnover as
each team getting a little bit out of control here.
You can see the Celtics, they're trying these full court passes. They're trying to really take the energy out of the Hermits right now.
Yeah, they're really trying for that that strike that kind of takes the confidence out of the Prep, but credit to the Prep, they're hanging in tough.
Jackson now. Foreman. Got it to Horner. And now Palick. Delaney will hand off to Jackson. Horner again. Prep trying to set something up. They have little room, though. Celtics not making it easy.
I try to get the ball back into Jackson's hands after this handoff and let him work something.
And Jackson gets over to Delaney, and now he lost the ball. No whistle on the floor. Long pass ahead. Here's Nutter all alone, and he is, it's not going to count anyway as the quarter comes to a close.
A little bit lackadaisical on that that run up there, I don't think he realized that he was down about a second and a half when he got the ball.
And we're not going to get a foul either.
Now, the time had run out before the foul, so
we have come to the end of the third quarter. The Celtics lead the Hermits 45-41. Got a hotly contested game right now.
I mean, if you're a Hermits fan, this is exactly what you wanted. I mean, to be within
you would take
two baskets.
you would sign up for this.
Absolutely. Now the question is, can they do enough offensively to be there in the final minute and a half? I mean, you see with the Patrick School, they could easily rip off 3, 4, 5, 6 baskets in a row. So you got to avoid that kind of stretch where the Celtics can rip off 6, 7 points and really put the thing away.
One thing they have going for him, Dave, is the fact that Zhao for the Patrick School is still on the bench. He has got 4 fouls. One more, he is out of the game. We have not seen him in a few minutes.
Delaney has 3, though, for the Prep, and he really wasn't much of a factor in that third quarter. So I almost think, like, you got to tell Delaney, look, just go as best you can, as long as you can.
Kind of like how he did in the first
quarter. If you foul out. But they're going to need him to win this game, so.
Somebody got 4 fouls?
Yeah, if I'm Coach Rodeo, give me your best for 4 or 5 minutes, and if you foul out, that's on me. So they got to go through him to get some points.
We'll begin the fourth quarter now as Parsons is going to inbound the ball.
Are we getting a TV timeout here?
Waiting for the floor to clear. You see across the way near the Patrick School bench, a lot of fans filing in for the final game of the night, Pleasantville and Holy Spirit.
Big run at the snack stand.
Yeah, we're a bit of a crowd delay here. Got to get the fans off the floor.
It's a very tightly packed gym here at Holy Spirit. Not quite as bad as Wildwood Catholic.
Kind of like a no, it's never like that. Packed in like sardines right now, and it's not going to be much different for the final game of the weekend, Dave, as the host school, Holy Spirit.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun
their
matchup.
rival,
Fun matchup. Pleasantville, they're a really fun team to watch. They go 100 miles an hour for the entire game. So, Holy Spirit, we're going to find out they're in shape. Put it that way.
There's Nutter. Taking their time. Crowd doesn't like it, but
I like the decision by Coach Rodeo, though. Let them take off 2 minutes if they want.
Very fascinating here as we're going to watch Nutter just hang on to the ball
here. You see Coach Rodeo imploring his team to stay where they're at.
There's no shot clock, so he could have simply stayed for all 8 minutes.
I once covered a game down in North Carolina where a player stood for 6 minutes at center court.
Well, we're about 50 seconds in now. It's almost like Rodeo's dancing over there. He's telling his team what to do, but as you see, Pauk's the closest guy to the ball right now.
He was almost doing the Dak Prescott over there. Fans are getting a little restless here, Nick.
It's almost like we're still in a timeout here.
Very interesting strategy by the Patrick School, though. I'm not really sure why they're doing this. They've been playing well, and
you might have called it, Dave. Paul Rodeo, head coach of the Prep, said just wait 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think he minds.
I don't quite understand the strategy, but he's the expert.
A shorter fourth period definitely favors St. Augustine because they only went 7 deep in the first half. Guys like Delaney and Horner look a little tired. You saw some of those shots from Horner were falling short. The legs going a little bit, so I have no problem with Coach Rodeo saying, "Hey,
wow, this is fascinating."
Now he's holding up 5.5.
He's over 3. Paul Rodeo is. I'm not sure if that means 3 minutes or if it's I
think he wants to come out and get him at the 5-minute mark.
Wow. Nutter is totally fine.
Interesting to see this in this close of a game.
It's a 4-point game.
Yeah.
You think the Celtics want to extend their lead a little bit. They could dictate. Nutter's a guy who could dictate the pace for sure. Now he's holding. All right, so the rodeo, I don't think is doing the time here, but now we're down to 5:40 to go in the ball game. We've had no action in this fourth quarter.
I think he'll come out and get him at the 5-minute mark.
5.5 to play. This is the first and only possession of the fourth quarter right now. This is like if
no one's even dribbled the ball yet.
This is like if a football team decided to, or not decide, but was able to hang on to the ball. Well, Nutter dribbled the ball, and now he's going to have to pass it now whenever they decide to move the offense. What did you say before, Dave? You saw someone stay still for 6 minutes?
Yeah, in a game back in the early 90s when I got out of
this is unbelievable
college. And,
I have never seen
this happened in the Cape Atlantic League Girls Championship a couple years ago, where overtime, Grace Sacco basically held the ball in this position for about 3.5 minutes. I have never seen anything like this. We are down to 4:40 to go in the ball game. The Celtics lead at 45-41. The fans might revolt here. Doesn't exactly make for great video, does it?
No, it doesn't. Well, Nutter has to pass the ball because he stopped dribbling before. Prep is told. Now, Prep's saying 4 minutes, so probably about 15 more seconds we'll see the Prep charge.
I was surprised they brought it all the way down to 4. I thought they'd come out with 5 to go.
They're fine with a shortened game here.
Now he wants to take it down to 3.
Wow. Paul Rodeo is fine with it. Now he says 3.
3 minutes you go, so we got another 55 seconds. You want to get some sponsors in?
We can even have it in the Eagle game. Seahawks lead the Eagles.
Calvi Electric. Who else we got? Tropicana. Dick's Sporting Goods.
Mind-blowing. 3:35 to go in the ball game. Nutter is not moving.
Foreman's hearing it from the crowd a little bit. He's a little smile.
Chris Chavinis is totally fine with this for the Patrick School. They're wasting time. They have a 4-point lead.
Kind of a quizzical buzz throughout the crowd. Has turned a little bit angry here.
I think the Prep is getting ready to charge here. 3:05 to play. Here comes Palick.
Here they go. All right.
And Nutter.
Listen to that crowd.
Nutter's going to dribble. Looks like he did not dribble before, and now here's Parsons. I had thought Nutter dribbled before. Under 3 minutes to play. Here's Parsons. Guarded by Foreman. Trying to get around him. Parsons. To Irby.
Wow.
He walked. Now they're going to wave everything off. Timeout, Patrick School.
Timeout. All right.
Oh, boy. The Prep nearly exploded.
Imagine turning the ball over on your first possession after standing there for 5 minutes.
You probably will never see that again, but that was a 6-minute and 17-second possession, the only possession of the fourth quarter.
They take 5:17 off the clock, yeah, so.
And don't forget, Dave, this possession is still ongoing for the Patrick School, but they call a timeout. They lead 45-41.
Nearly a 6-minute possession with
over 6 minutes. Or sorry, I beg your pardon. You're right. 5:17.
And there's been what, 2 passes maybe? 2 or 3
2
passes?
or 3. 2 or 3 after the long delay.
Totally understandable, though, from the Prep's point of view. I'm a little confused as to why the Patrick School was willing to take that much time off the clock.
Well, I guess when you're that good, you're confident in your players' abilities to hold at least a 4-point lead here. .243 to play in this one. Great game. And a bizarre fourth quarter. So Deontay Johnson's going to inbound it to our right. Kicks out to Nutter. Does corral it. He's going to cross the timeline. Nutter back out to Deontay Johnson. Johnson spins. Dribbles now. Double team. Along the bench. Johnson. And keep dribbling out. Waste more time. 2.5 to go.
Are they trying to get to the foul line here?
And that one's going to be almost. It's stolen away. Horner's got it. Now we're to Foreman. Prep down by 4.
I think they were trying to get Prep to foul them. Really.
I mean, the Prep only has 1 foul. Here's Foreman.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
Palick, top of the key. Palick to Foreman. Foreman in the corner for Delaney. Guarded by Zhao. Delaney back out to Jackson. We have 2 minutes to go. Prep down by 4. Jackson got a screen. Turns to his left. Dribbles. Layup and no good. Loose ball. Who's got it? Picked up on the prep. No, and we have a foul.
Wow.
Got a foul on the Celtics.
That's actually going to be a big disadvantage for the Prep, Nick. If they do have to foul, they're going to have to foul 6 times.
Oh, they got that one on. Who's that foul on? That one's on Deontay Johnson. It's his 3rd, and now he's going to check out.
But now if the Hermits have to foul, they're going to have to foul 6 times to get the Celtics to the line.
Here's Palick. Foreman, long range 3, and it is no good. Oh, it bounced out. Off the front iron. Parsons now. Gonna take it up the floor. Almost down to 90 seconds. That ball goes out of bounds. And it'll be Hermit ball.
Patrick School getting a little out of sorts here.
Jackson now. Over to Foreman. Foreman, left wing.
I almost feel like they have to hit a 3 because they have to foul so many times to get the Celtics to the line.
Loose ball, and Sal's got it. He is all alone. Sal, what a jam! Celtics up 6.
That could be the dagger.
Jackson now. Preppers to move fast. Jackson to the rim, blocked away. Here comes Nutter, back by himself. Foreman trailing, and he's fouled. Oh boy, the explosion from the Celtics. A dagger steal and dunk there from Sal. Up 6 are the Celtics with 1:04 to play in the ball game. And now Nutter's going to go to the line.
And now you still have to foul 5 more times to get them back on the line with only 1:04 to go. So very interesting strategy there by Coach Rodeo. Obviously hasn't worked out in his favor to this point.
Nutter nails the first. 48-41.
Hard to question a guy with that many wins, though.
They wanted to make it a fast-paced game. But again, if you were to turn it into a foul game, Dave, I mean, now they have 2 fouls, but they had 1 coming into the quarter.
Yeah.
So they would have had to foul him.
I don't feel comfortable
questioning
a guy with 800-plus wins.
Well, Nutter nails both. It's a 49-41 lead for the Celtics, up by 8. Delaney to Horner in the corner. Horner kicks it out. 3-ball, Palick. Yes! Not over yet. Timeout there for the Celtics, 49-44.
You almost have to start fouling immediately, though, because if you try to go for a steal and let 12, 15 seconds go off the clock, I mean, you still need 2 possessions.
Well, with 52 seconds to go.
Yes, you don't have to keep saying it. We already know. Do the game.
49-44.
I mean, you're going to have to hit 3s going forward because
that's all you can.
Even if they hit 50% of their free throws.
Well, I mean, you mentioned before, I mean, they have to foul 5 times just to get the Patrick School even to the free throw line.
Right. And that's going to take at least 10 seconds, I would think, to get that many fouls.
10, 15, maybe even 20 seconds.
Right.
Well, the Hermits thought by making it a shortened 4th quarter, down only 4, they could force the Celtics into mistakes and put the pressure back on them, maybe with a 2 or 3, and then you're down by, Yeah,
they really needed a bucket after that first turnover.
That whole exchange, yeah.
Yeah. The
whole time debacle, yep.
But when you didn't score on your first 2 possessions after all that time went off, kind of put yourself in a bind.
Johnson up to Nutter. Nutter.
Now you have to start fouling.
He's trapped over to Parsons, double team. There's a foul. That's only the 3rd. That's Foreman.
St. Augustine prep foul.
That's the 4th one for Foreman. So I know you have to do you have to foul the Patrick School 4 more times, Dave. But if you're Paul Rodeo, I don't think you want Foreman fouling fouling out here. He's one of your better sharpshooters right now.
Yeah, you're going to have to kind of play that sub-in, sub-out game and get some guys on the bench with fouls to give. It's the only really way to play it.
Johnny.
So we'll see what they do here if they elect to try to go for a steal.
Johnny.
You can't waste more than 3-4 seconds, though, trying to get a steal because
John.
you just don't have the time to play around with when you need to foul 4 more times.
Trying to get it from them.
Well, we'll see what the prep does here coming out of the timeout. Or excuse me, after the foul here. Foul and timeout. Foreman still on the floor. Zion Kendrick making his first appearance.
I'd say try for a steal within the first 3 or 4 seconds. Maybe you get a 5-second violation. But once a guy gets it on the inbounds and starts dribbling, you got to foul him. And you see they have some new players in there trying to use up some fouls. A little surprised Foreman's still in there.
Parsons to inbound. Finds Johnson.
Now you foul.
To Parsons, he is fouled. 40 seconds to go now. That's the 4th foul of the half.
St. Augustine prep foul has been called.
Get that one on Kendrick.
It's on Zion Kendrick, number 1, his first personal.
Kendrick, I would say, Dave, just came into the game just to commit fouls.
Yeah, he was actually a big part of their season last year. A little surprised to see him on the bench for so long.
First appearance today. Here's Zhao. He's fouled quickly by Jackson.
Yeah, you really only have one chance at the steal on the inbounds. Then you got to foul. Still got 2 more to go.
Well, we're going to play the foul game, so we thought it would be a quick end to this game after letting 6 minutes come off the clock. Almost 6 minutes. Nutter, fouled by Kendrick. That's his second.
Fouls on Zion Kendrick, number 1, his second personal, team foul number 6.
The one disadvantage to play in such disciplined basketball the entire second half.
Parsons trying to inbound it. He's got Nutter wide open.
Go get him.
Now they're going to get some clock off here, and Kendrick will commit his 3rd foul. That wasted a couple seconds, though, some valuable seconds.
Yeah, about 4 seconds came off the clock on that play.
That foul does put the Celtics in the bonus.
Bring back Horner, your 3-point shooter.
Zhao's going to check out now for the Patrick School.
I'm sorry, Palick is back in.
1-1 now for Nutter. 33 seconds to play in the ball game. Celtics up 5. First one up and good. 6-point lead. And for the prep, you're going to have to drill some threes.
Yeah, you're going to need probably at least 2 threes to have a chance.
I mean, you could settle for the 2, but it's going to be a nitty-gritty fight to get into the paint.
Yep.
Here's Nutter again.
You just won't have enough possessions to settle for 2s.
Nutter nails both. 51-44. Jackson quickly up the floor.
Push it. Set one
Trying to push
screen.
the pace underneath. Horner missed it. Nutter back the other way. Deontay Johnson.
That'll do it.
That's Nutter. 2-handed slam. 53-44 with 17 seconds to play in the ball game. Full court press on for the Celtics. And now Foreman will take it up. Top of the key. Step back. Straight on 3. Way off the mark. Horner. Corner for Jackson now. Jackson stepping around. 3 ball. No good. Ball loose. Picked up. And that is going to do it. A valiant effort from the St. Augustine Prep Hermits.
Ends up a 9-point loss, but much closer game than that.
Tremendous game from St. Augustine Prep. It will come up short in the end, though, as the Patrick School Celtics win 53-44. Make sure to keep it locked here. In about 10 or so minutes, we're going to have Pleasantville and Holy Spirit in our final game of the Seagull Classic. For Dave O'Sullivan, I am Nick Costco. Don't go away. 10 minutes from now, we're going to have, once again, Pleasantville and host school Holy Spirit in our finale of the 2020 Seagull Classic. Once again, your final score, Patrick School 53, St. Augustine Prep 44.